My travel to work is really not very far. I literally come down the hallway, make coffee, and that becomes a ritual that we all love, is sort of having coffee before rehearsal or during rehearsal, in which we often discuss what our future plans are, projects that we'd like to do, repertoire we'd like to play. That's one of the ways we got to the opera composers, over a discussion quite like that. I'm pretty sure it was over coffee, probably in my living room. It sort of dawned on us, and we said, what about an opera CD? Over coffee that I made.
Puccini, Verdi and Strauss are three of the greatest names in musical theatre. When you think of those three composers, you think of big-scale operatic works or huge orchestral works, and so full of colour and character. And it's so exciting that our next project is working on the string quartets of these amazing composers. When we're preparing for a recording like this, and I'm on my way to rehearsal, I feel so lucky that this is what I get to do. And it has still never felt like work to me.
Puccini Chrysanthemums is a piece we've loved playing since early in our career. But up until about 4 years ago, I didn't even know that Verdi or Richard Strauss had also written quartets. I remember the first time I heard the Verdi. I was really surprised that it's not performed much. It's amazing that after having played in our quartet for so many years, we're still discovering great works of music.
When we're studying the works of these composers, we're thinking of how we can imitate the human voice. The works of these composers are particularly vocal because that was their medium. There's a lot of flexibility and rubato and sweep in the material, which means you have to be on your toes for all the spontaneity that can happen. Puccini's string quartet give us some insight into his more heartfelt and tender writing. The melodies are beautiful, lush, lyrical, and juicy. He really loved the music so much that he used it again in one of his most famous operas.
What we have on this CD is the more intimate side, the string quartets of the greatest operatic composers from the golden age of opera. Each quartet is wonderfully different. Together, they make a really compelling evening of music.
Listening to the music of opera in this living room with my parents is a wonderful memory, and to be able now to play the music from these composers with my musical family in the same room really seems to bring everything full circle.
Verdi's string quartet is dramatic, virtuosic, and full of flair, and it's thrilling to play. You have all the drama and action of an opera, except it's in a string quartet.
Verdi began writing his quartet in Naples in 1873 purely as a diversion while he was attending rehearsals for his opera Aida.
Something that the Enso Quartet has found really satisfying is exploring repertoire that isn't perhaps as familiar as some of the well-known classics.
The late 19th century is when so much of the great chamber music was written. It's been amazing for us to find 3 more quartets from such a rich period.
We've loved playing these pieces in concerts. Feeling the excitement from the audience is so special, and we feel really lucky to now have the opportunity to record these quartets.